Hey, everybody. It's Bloodwing. Welcome back to another episode of Rednecks and Pigskins, Blood on the Pig Iron. With me, as always, is my real life son, J Kid. Say hi, J Kid.
Hi, Jacob.
He's pulling a scribe here.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Pulling a scribe light. Also with me, as usual, is Minding Freedom. Minding, introduce yourself.
I just wanted to say hi minding, but you ruined it.
You already took your line. And our guest this week is somebody, if you're in the Lord of the Night streams, you're familiar with, and from my stream here is Sylvanus Dark Angel. Say hi, Sylvanus.
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 Sorry, every time you say it, I get yelled at by Hammer about how you pronounce it.
Yeah, well, Hammer can kiss my hind end.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Okay, so we're getting close. We got, what, a little over a week before regular season starts?
Oh, I think so.
Isn't it 2 weeks?
Let's see.
1.5 or so.
Yeah, it's like a week and a half.
Yeah, September 7th, Thursday night game, Chiefs and Patriots. So we're getting there. We'll have more to talk about. According to Sylvanus, Sylvanus, but I didn't even mean you. According to Minding, we have a lot to talk about this week. So I'm going to turn it over to him and J Kid for a minute because they're more prepared today than I am.
Okay. Well, you said it. The opener, Chiefs Patriots. I think we have a best segue already there.
Yep.
Because both the Chiefs and the Patriots basically, from what I understand, lost an important piece of their offense due to injury. We know with the Patriots that it is a season-ending injury for Julian Edelman. He has torn his ACL. That is news that broke today after yesterday's preseason game, which the Patriots won. I think 30-28 or something against the Lions.
Yeah.
Oh, the Lions.
Yeah.
J-Kid, want to say anything about that?
My team beat his team. I told you. That's
They're
all I
the
got.
Lions. They're playing the Patriots. What do you want?
I still say the only thing that comes good out of Detroit is the Red Wings.
And we also have the other news from the Chiefs that their running back, Spencer Ware, suffered a sprained knee now I got to look that up. In the game against the Seahawks, the Chiefs lost 13-26. And we don't know how long he's out. Ian Rappaport, NFL Network insider, believes or reports that Ware's ACL is believed to be intact. So it's probably not a season-ending injury, but he might be out for a good few weeks.
And from what I saw, I can't think of the guy's name. Hunt, I think, was their backup rookie running back for the Chiefs. It looks like he's going to take over the starting spot with Spencer Ware being out.
Yeah, this is from what I saw and heard as well, that Kareem Hunt, rookie, he was already splitting first team reps. So with Ware out for at least a few good weeks, Hunt is gonna play a big role in that offense. We're gonna see what the rookie can show. As for the Patriots, again, like I said, it is season ending for Julian Edelman. So, yeah, someone's got to step up.
I don't think there's going to be any worries with the Patriots with Edelman being out. Yeah, it's a big loss, but you still have Amendola. You still have Brandon Cooks. You got Chris Hogan emerging out of nowhere. Gronk's still there. They picked up Dwight Allen. I think they'll be fine.
It's the Patriots
players, so we're good.
Yeah, it's the Patriots. Like, come on. They could have Brady, half of their offensive line, Gronk, and then a bunch of I don't know, waiters from the next restaurant over, and they'd win their division.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd go hold a clipboard. I could do that.
Yeah, they could even line up you, Blood. And they probably still go. Like if they put you in the game for, I don't know, which position you want to play.
The one where I don't have to move.
No. That one is reserved for Tom Brady.
Wait,
Pretty much.
That's the corner on the bench so he can cry.
I could be the kick holder if they let me sit on my butt to do it.
Yeah, but maybe the best option would be the kicker then, because he doesn't have a lot to walk or to run. He doesn't have to move a lot, so that might be the best choice then.
Probably. Gutenberg's out in the chat. Fight me, Goot. All right.
Yeah, but then again, if we bring you in for Steven Gostkowski, I mean, he saved a good few games, so that might be a blow to the Patriots. Yeah, I don't know how good you kick. No offense, but Gostkowski is one of the best. So
maybe about 10 yards.
My legs weren't
good.
That's.
You do realize I really do walk with a cane. It's not my avatar or just my avatar.
I do, but well, they're just gonna snap the ball like 15 yards behind instead of the 7 or 8 they usually do. So you
maybe
can walk with your cane kick.
Yeah, maybe they could bring me in if they're gonna do a fake kick. You know, kick it to the snapper, and I'll just stand back there while he passes it.
Yeah.
So what else news we got?
Let me pull up the app.
What did you say, Sylvanas?
I said, let me pull up the app. I have an app.
The other big news is that the Jaguars finally named their starter for the first game of their season. And weirdly enough, Blake Bortles made it.
Yeah, Jaguars fans are outraged.
When aren't they outraged?
When they're in the pool.
For the Broncos.
Yeah, I was going to say they'll be all right once they get in that pool.
Yep.
This is probably the only reason why anyone has ever been a Jaguars fan, isn't it?
I'm sure they have some real fans somewhere in there, but yeah, that stadium beats all I ever seen.
Just move the team to London already.
A lot of cartoons have joked about that, so I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
They already play one game every year there, so.
Yeah, there have been talks in the past that the Jaguars would actually move to London. So it's not like it's completely out of the blue or that it's just some jokes or memes about it. There is an actual possibility that within the next, I don't know, 5 or 10 years, the Jaguars, maybe even 15 or 20, I don't know, that they are going to move to London. I mean, there are already 3 teams in Florida. That might be a bit overkill, so just move one out.
Yeah, I've always thought 3 was a bit much in Florida. Although Florida is football country. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot for California, and it's a whole lot bigger than Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The Chiefs starter running back Spencer's has suffered from a right knee injury. That just got posted on Fox's.
Yeah, I already said that like 5 minutes ago or so.
Yeah, it just posted on the app.
Okay, yeah.
I think the
It's
thing with
not
Bortles
like-
is Jacksonville just doesn't want to admit failure with that draft pick. They stuck with him so long, they just don't want to give up on him.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I saw some condensed video. We talked about that before the stream started. I saw some condensed video from both Chad Henne's and Blake Bortles' performance in the preseason game, like I think 2 days ago against the Panthers. And from what I saw, Chad Henne was playing the better game.
That was the one the Panthers barely won, 24-23.
Yep.
Yeah,
Talk about a close game.
Henne's been a solid player. I mean, he's still no more than a backup quarterback for most teams.
But then again, so is Bortles.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, for most teams. But he's been a solid player.
Yeah.
I don't have any real kick against him.
Yeah, the thing is, if you look at the stat line only, Blake Bortles had 12 for 16, 125 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Chad Henne, 8 of 14 for 73, no touchdowns, no picks. So that, at first sight, looks better for Bortles. Better completion, more yards, more touchdowns. Well, the one pick, okay. But I think that the decisions that Bortles took were mediocre at best, and Chad Henne had, or his receivers had, a few drops in there. You got to account for that. I was thinking, how the fuck do you drop that ball? Sorry for getting this stream demonetized, Blood. I couldn't hold back on the word fuck. I'm sorry.
It did get demonetized last week, and I know I don't want to talk about it, but I do want to mention I went on Twitter and made a rant, kind of tagged in a couple of YouTube tags, and they actually answered me back.
Oh, what did they say? What did they answer? Come on.
They said, well, take a look at this link, and I looked at the link, and it was just how to get a review, and I said, I've already done that, but I can't get 1,000 views on this, and they have 1,000 view cap on it. And they said, well, we'll take a look at it as soon as we can. I said, well, I appreciate it, because there's nothing in it. It's just football.
Yeah, as soon as they can, which means never.
Probably. But
I got one of them to do that with my birthday stream because it got demonetized and it's back monetized.
But I'm really shocked that they just even answered. Cryptic out.
They never answered me.
Yeah, Cryptic out in the chat said Jacksonville made a Miss Blake.
Oh.
We got scribe lights all over the place today.
Yeah. Yeah.
David, I'm petting my cat. See? Kitty.
What was that?
That was my computer throwing a temper tantrum.
Oh, okay. But yeah, back to Bortles and Henne.
Yep.
If you account for the drops, and actually give the completion and because it wasn't Henne's fault. It wasn't like he made a mistake on those plays. It was the receivers who fucked it up.
Right.
The passes were completely fine. Like this, I saw I think one drop from Allen Robinson. Well, I was like, that's 100% catch. You got to catch that 100 out of 100 times as an NFL wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And he dropped it. So you gotta account those for Chad Henne, and if you do so, I think his stat line would look as good as Bortles without the interception. So I think he's better off.
I don't disagree.
They decided to run with Bortles first week. We're gonna see how long that holds up.
Henne's already proven that he can play as the starting quarterback when he did it for Miami. He lost that job because Tannehill came in, not because of his own play.
Yeah, he wasn't stinking up the place by any means. They just
No,
brought
wasn't he bringing
Kenny.
fans?
Say what?
Wasn't he bringing some fans to his stadium?
Kenny?
I mean, I doubt he was a fan draw. No.
Not really. I mean, he even was the starter in 2013 for the Jaguars. And he didn't play bad. He wasn't playing lights out, obviously, but I think he made a decent job for a starting quarterback. So I don't understand why they keep going with Bortles and keep going with Bortles, even though at this point they should know it's pretty much a failure.
Yeah. I mean, to my recollection, and it's been a while since I've watched any play, but he wasn't as careless with the ball as what Bortles is. And that's a big plus in this case.
Exactly. In today's NFL, it's pretty much about ball security. Keep the ball, move the sticks, and you will get into scoring territory at one point or another. I mean, you start the drive at the 25 now, not the 20, so you get those 5 yards, which move you closer to scoring territory, and you only have 25 to midfield and then maybe another 20. Let's say if you want to score a 47, 48-yard field goal, so you got 45 yards to go. Usually 3 first downs, maybe less.
Right.
Rarely 4 first downs.
Yeah.
And I think Henny could could work that. He could he would be the better starter in my opinion for the Jaguars. Especially if you look at week 1, guess who they're playing? Houston Texans. That's a defense I don't want to put Blake Bortles against.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. That's just screams bad idea.
That's a defense I don't even want to play, honestly.
I'm not sure there is a defense I would want to put Blake Bortles against.
Okay, yeah, true.
and I live in Indianapolis where we don't have a defense.
maybe
is a fact.
Oh no, the Cleveland Browns drafted Myles Garrett. Okay, so no.
And it's sad. I actually, there's a part of me that feels bad for the Jaguars because they get pieces. They get a piece here and a piece there, and it looks like, well, maybe they're on the way to rebuilding. And it just always falls out the bottom.
Yeah, they never are. I think at this point you need a complete revamp of the whole coaching staff and everything. Like, if you keep on rebuilding every time and it never works, maybe not even the coaching.
I think it needs to go higher than that. I think they need new ownership, honestly.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Here's a question. What point of constantly rebuilding after season does it go from rebuilding the team to your team just sucks?
Ask Cleveland.
I mean, Cleveland is the obvious choice, but at which point? I don't. God, 4 years. I think if you need more than 4 seasons and you still suck, you just suck. I'm willing to give you 4 seasons to rebuild completely. I mean, we can pretty much see it with the Saints. I'm pretty sure in maybe like 2 or 3 seasons they're going to be just fine. Maybe I don't see them back up this season, but they have been rebuilding and rebuilding well. Last season was 7-9, which was actually okay, but they didn't play well. Before also 7-9, and before that 7-9.
Well, the Saints are going to continue to rebuild because eventually Breeze is going to leave, and that just restarts the rebuild process.
Yeah, this is the only big question for the Saints at this point. Will they find another Drew Brees or someone of the of that, or let's say a similar quality? You won't find another Drew Brees just out of nowhere, but someone with a similar quality. And this is going to be their problem and their riddle to solve. And we're going to see how that works. But they have been playing 7-9 now for 3 straight seasons. We'll see. I think this is the only puzzle piece that is missing, their future quarterback. Apart from that, they're looking good in the backfield now. Peterson, Ingram. If one fails, you always have the other. They also have Alvin Kamara, drafted this year. John Kuhn fullback, who I personally deeply admire, not only for his beard. They lost Brandon Cooks, but they still got a good receiving core with Corey Fuller, Ted Ginn, Snead, Michael Thomas. Looking good to me. Kobe Fleener's tight end hopefully bounces back from that last season he had. Good offensive line. Defense. I mean, I don't see much bad here for them. I think they rebuilt their whole team pretty well in the last few seasons. Only the future quarterback that's open.
Honestly, a lot of teams have actually done really good the last few years of rebuilding. Few teams, not so much. Not to point out at anybody's team, per se.
You're trying to pick a fight with the Lions again?
No, actually, Badger, I'm trying to pick a fight with Scribbles because I need subs.
Why with Scribbles? Is he a football fan?
No, Scribelight. Scribelight doesn't like sports in general.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But why are you picking a fight when you're saying some teams didn't rebuild well?
Well, that was just aimed at an ongoing thing between me and Bloodwing's kid.
Okay.
Cryptic out in the chat says that ownership's only been in with the Jaguars for like 6 years. I still think maybe they're not doing the job. Might be, I don't know. I've always, and you mentioned it earlier, I think the best thing for them would probably be to move. There's got to be some other areas of the country that don't have a team that would support a team.
Wyoming.
I don't know that they've got the population, honestly.
They would take them in a heartbeat.
Who'd you say?
Wyoming.
Oh, no. They've never been interested in football.
Have you ever lived in the state?
If there was ever any interest in Wyoming for football, there would have been talks of teams going to Wyoming, and there have never been talks of teams going to Wyoming.
Due to population. It's the sole reason. There's not a much population anywhere other than Sheridan, I think. No, Laramie, and that's all because it's college. Mostly, if you're around Cheyenne, you're going for the Broncos. If you're more closer to Gillette, you're more or less scattered. But football is a very big thing that Wyoming talks about.
Hey, there's always Nevada. The gamblers would love it.
Yes.
But there's already a team heading to Nevada, so
yeah,
that might not be a good idea. I'm thinking right now maybe if anything, maybe another. I kind of hate to say that, maybe another Chicago team. I mean, Chicago is a big city. So.
It is, but Jake and I know some Chicago fans personally. They love their Bears. I can't see them going for another team. I mean, they are fanatic about their Bears. But hey, they got 2 baseball teams, so, you know, why not, I guess. All right.
I'm not seeing much there for maybe TV markets or so. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Portland would be an idea.
Yeah, Portland would be a good one.
But I think there are a lot of Seahawks fans up there,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's not gonna.
I would say Montana, but Montana is more into hockey.
Yeah, Montana is. Which city in Montana? Right. Come on, there's not much.
True.
Maybe San Antonio.
Billings.
Yeah. Maybe. Texas certainly big enough to handle 3 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, Texas would love to have 3, 4, 20 teams.
They would love to have 32.
Yeah.
Just have their own league.
No.
Jerry Jones own them all.
It's called the JFL.
Hey, even Jerry Jones has got to go sometime. I mean, how old is he?
He's looking like 90.
Older than Dick Clark?
He's 74.
Boy, he's a rough-looking 74.
Yep.
Yeah, he did not age well.
I want to see pictures of young Jerry Jones now. He's looking well. I mean, not really. Like, he always looked old.
That's all right. Our owner.
Yeah, he always looked old.
Our owner always looks like he just finished off a 5th. So.
How about we move the Browns to Columbus? How would that?
Why?
That's what Scott said out in the chat.
Yeah.
Why though?
That's what I want to know. I saw that, read it out loud because I'm completely, utterly confused. Why? Honestly, I don't think the Browns will do good really wherever they go, but that's kind of a problem with how their team is currently built. They kind of need a defense badly. Like, to the point that their Facebook page, their fans are putting up signs looking for defense.
Why don't their fans play defense for the Browns? I mean, at this point, they have a shot of making the team.
Right?
Lanny, I'm a Colts fan. I live in Indianapolis, so I'm a Colts fan. My second favorite team is New York Giants.
Ohio doesn't need 2 NFL teams. 1 NFL and Ohio State. That's all they need.
Pretty much, really.
Yeah, but again, at this point, I would think I don't know that much about Ohio, but my guess is, even though they are so, I don't know how to say it, so awfully bad. Don't the Cleveland Browns have more fans in Ohio than the Bengals?
Yeah, very much so.
Then better move the Bengals.
It depends. And there was a time that, been a long time ago now, but there was a time that the Browns were a fairly decent team, known for really strong defense and smash mouth football. But that time's long past.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
The days of Jim Brown, probably.
A little after that, but not too far.
Okay.
80s up to the early 90s, I think, before the wheels fell off.
The Bernie Kosar days.
Yeah.
Looks like we have 5 games that's going to happen today. Cardinals, Falcons, Bills, Ravens, Jets, Giants, Colts and Steers, and Browns and Buccaneers. Oh, and the Chargers and Rams.
Oh, we have a lot of games today. We have 9 games today.
Yeah, I just finally got the Raiders, Cowboys, Texans, and Saints. Ooh, Raiders, Cowboys game. That's gonna be a fun game.
And Packers, Broncos is the latest game.
And a good thing about the latter preseason games is you get to see the starting lineups for a little longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until they're injured, like Edelman or Ware.
Yeah.
Here's a question: why push yourself to the point to injuring yourself on a preseason game when preseason really has no effect on how the actual season goes?
Well, that's one of the reasons there's a big push to shorten the preseason from a lot of areas because people are getting hurt. But the thing I think that keeps them from doing it is what else are the coaches going to do to be able to see what they have before putting the boys out in game time?
That's understandable, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think the preseason has a small I think it has a big impact on how your season goes. Because I mean you start the preseason with 75 players. I mean you start before the preseason you have 90, but then you cut them down to 75. And in the last week after the fourth preseason game, you cut them down to 53. So 22 people don't make the roster. And depending on your preseason, you decide who those 22 players are that don't make it. And if your decision is bad on one position or the other, you're going to suffer.
True.
So I think it has a big impact.
There was actually a perfect example of that this weekend. After their game last night, the Patriots released Coney Ely, sent him to the waiver wire after making a trade this year to pick him up from Carolina.
Interesting. I didn't hear about that.
Didn't that just happen like yesterday or so?
Yeah, it happened after their game last night.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is a guy that a couple years ago had a legitimate argument to be Super Bowl MVP had Carolina won that Super Bowl. And now he's sitting on the waiver wire.
Somebody will pick him up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. But I'm talking about like your first strings that you know you're going to be on that roster that we've seen actually injure themselves pretty well in their preseason. Not just this season, but this preseason, but others before. You know they're going to be on the roster. Like Tom Brady last year, he didn't do the first 2 games after his suspension because he injured himself during preseason. I don't understand that.
Didn't Tom Brady play all 12 games he could have played?
Yes, he was suspended the first 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
So he played all 12 others. So, but I know what you mean. A different example that hits close to home for me. 2 years ago with Jordy Nelson, who also like Julian Edelman suffered a torn ACL, was out for the whole season.
Yeah.
I also like Edelman. It was completely non-contact. He just landed awkwardly, and gone was his ACL.
Yeah, those are the ones that really kill you. Those just turned wrong or landed awkwardly, or instead of getting creamed or something, they just turned an ankle wrong and boom, there goes their season.
Yeah, it was weird enough for me to see the injury or whatever it was to Odell Beckham Jr. When I saw the hit on him, my first guess was, oh, there goes his ACL. And then he limped off the field and he held his ankle, not his knee. His knee was obviously fine. I was like, what? He just got hit in the knee.
Right.
Unbelievably hard. And it's fine. At the same time, his ankle gives out. And that amazed me.
Yeah, I thought it was his ACL too. I thought he was done for the year.
I mean, I didn't think he was. I thought it would just be a not a torn ACL, but what would be the other sprained ACL? I'm not a native speaker, but I hope you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just some injury to the ACL keeps him off the field for some weeks, maybe half the season, but not completely out. Like he was able to walk, and we all have seen torn ACLs. Like not the ACL itself, but people suffering torn ACLs, they usually can't even walk.
Well, if you saw it yesterday, Edelman walked off the field. And that was a complete tear of the ACL.
Yeah, Edelman is a tough son of a bitch.
That he is.
When I remember Jordy Nelson's injury, he wasn't able to walk for like a minute or so, and then he had to be helped off by two trainers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the image that is stuck in my mind whenever I talk about or hear about torn ACLs. Like most players, not all, but most players can't even walk when they suffer a torn ACL.
That shit hurts. I've done that. Granted, mine was playing hockey, but still, that shit hurts.
It's one of the worst injuries that you can suffer. Apart from, I don't know, any broken bones or something.
Never had it happen to me. My wife did have surgery on hers many years ago, but that was way before they perfected the what do they call that? Where the scopic
Microscopic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
the worst thing that happened to me was that I pulled a hamstring. That was I was a soccer referee for 4 years here in Germany, and that I actually finished the game with the pulled hamstring, which was horrible enough. But afterwards, the first thing I did when I came home was call the how can I call it, the guy who schedules the games, schedules us referees. Called him and I'm like, I'm out for the next 3 or 4 weeks. Pulled a hamstring.
Lanny in the chat says it's arthroscopic. That's what I was trying to think of. Thank you.
Arthroscopic.
Yeah, I'm apologies. It's been a really long week for me, and I only had time for a 30-minute nap right before the stream today. So all right. Well, do we have any more news?
Luck likely to be out week 1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah? I
Yep.
hadn't heard that yet.
It was put out earlier this week that he most likely will not play week 1. So it's going to be either Tolzien, Stephen Morris, or they're going to have to sign somebody. And Cap's still sitting out there.
Oh, good Lord.
I tell you one thing, as someone who has seen Scott Tolzien play as a starter, don't do it.
And here I was thinking that we might have a chance to win at least our first game because we play the Rams. At the Rams, but we play the Rams.
The quarterback play from Indy in this preseason has been atrocious.
Oh, absolutely. It's just terrible.
I don't see how they start the season with one of those two, especially if Luck lasts long or is out longer than just 1 week. They're going to have to sign somebody.
I'm afraid you're right. And somebody mobile, because our O-line's not doing any better this year than they have the last 2 or 3. So
it sounds to me like Cap is about to find a home.
Yeah.
I mean, just when the defense looks like it's doing a little better.
Honestly, I don't think that team's had very much luck with players in the last few years. You guys seem to find somebody really good and they either get really injured and can't finish the season, or you guys throw them away.
Well, the injury bug has hit the Colts a lot in the last 3 years. Hit us really hard.
Only 3 years? Only 3 years? Are you sure?
Maybe longer, but at least the last 3 years, it's hit pretty hard, especially on that offensive line. Oh my gosh. Oh, we'll see.
It looks like the Colts has had a defensive overload lately.
So I would say that wasn't Luck himself that said that, son, right?
It was not Luck that said that.
No.
Yeah, because if you ask him, he ain't gonna say.
Oh, and there was some more news that I just remembered. On damn it, when was that? On Tuesday, Anquan Bolden retired. Says he now wants to work more in for civil rights, civil liberties. And from what I heard for him, what happened in Charlottesville was the tipping point for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to have some widespread effect, I think, on a lot of things for a while to come, probably. As far as Kaepernick coming here, you know, we do need a quarterback. If he comes and behaves himself, keeps his mouth shut, stays off his knees, I guess I don't care.
You know he's not gonna. You know full well he's not gonna just keep his mouth shut and play football. He's gonna run his mouth and be like, "Oh, all this racism everywhere."
That won't fly here very long. I know our owner.
Speaking of him, it looks like the Jaguars are open to signing him.
The Jaguars?
Yeah, the Jaguars owner says he would be open to signing Kaepernick.
So they want to go from 2 shitty... Yeah, I see. They want to go from 2 shitty quarterbacks to 3 shitty quarterbacks? Is that what they intend to do?
The only thing funnier is if he went to Cleveland.
Oh, he's got a whole squad to kneel with. But I don't think at this point that Cleveland has a need for Kaepernick.
No.
I mean, they've got Cody Kessler, who's season. They've got what's that kid's name? Deshaun Kaiser, drafted, who might make an impact, or probably will make an impact in the next seasons. Well, they also got Brock Osweiler, but we ain't gonna talk about him. But yeah, they got Kessler and Kaiser. They don't need a Kaepernick. They got 2 Ks already. 3 is a KKK, and they don't want that. Kaepernick is not signing up for that.
No, probably not. The next 6 minutes has a interesting thought about why not pull up a quarterback from one of the arena teams. I'd almost rather see that than Cape.
Same here.
Would be interesting. My college produced Kaepernick. I apologize. Says
I was about to say that.
Zenith, you have no responsibility in that.
Yeah, Zenith, you're
no, I'm blaming you, Zenith. I'm blaming you. It's all on you.
And Brock Osweiler is going to get traded for a bag of potatoes, says Cryptic. Wait, you mean someone is giving, or the Cleveland Browns are giving away Brock Osweiler and a bag of potatoes just so someone takes him? Do I understand that correctly, or is someone actually gonna give away a bag of tasty potatoes for Brock Osweiler? Because I don't see that happening.
I don't know. Fried taters can be awful good.
Yeah, exactly. They definitely are better than Brock Osweiler.
By a long shot.
So I don't see it happening that someone really gives up potatoes, tasty potatoes for Brock Osweiler.
I can think of a lot of things better than Brock Osweiler. A lot of things. Not many things that's worse. But I think they would need more than a bag of chips for somebody to take him.
Yeah, probably. Are there any other news?
Back to the app.
Do you have anything else, son?
I think we hit the 3 that I had.
Okay. Well, if we don't come up with anything, I was talking to Jake a little bit before you all come in the stream. If nothing else, I thought maybe we could take a look at the upcoming games on the first regular season game and make some off the top of our head picks to fill some time.
All right.
All right, I'm down. I'd rather do that than the rest of the news that's on Fox.
Well, before I do that, I'm going to run and grab some coffee real quick. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Just try not to kill one another, okay?
It's fine too much.
You're asking too much from me there.
Do your best, Minding.
Okay, I try.
I'll be right back.
I just saw some news here from when was it? Wednesday or Thursday. I think the news broke Wednesday, but in Germany was reported on Thursday. That the San Francisco 49ers hired the second female coach in NFL history.
Yeah, I did read about that.
Yeah,
Katie Sowers. She's also the first NFL coach who is openly homosexual.
Honestly, I'm wondering if they did that as a publicity sponsor. I can speak English, I swear. I'm wondering if they were just doing that for media pleasures, to be honest.
I mean, after all, the team is located in San Francisco, so I definitely see that. But at the same time, if she's good, okay, I don't care.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
The 49ers having hired the second female coach ever in the NFL and the first openly homosexual coach.
I don't care about her sexual orientation. It means nothing to the game. What's her background? Anybody know?
No, they've been focusing on her being a female and the fact she's openly gay, which is why I think it's a media stunt.
Apparently played in a women's league. One of the players there talked out about it, said that she's 100% baller. She understands the game. I'm very familiar with it. This is maybe a little different, but she definitely has the attitude it takes to be in the coach's room. So it sounds like she has some experience. If she knows what she's doing, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing says a woman can't know what she's doing coaching in football.
I mean, they can't announce worth of crap. I hate listening to female announcers. Most of them don't have a clue as to what's going on. But if she can coach,
there has been some debate here in Germany as well, because the soccer games or some soccer games in the last, like, I think the TV station that broadcasts almost all of the Bundesliga games, they hired a female announcer about 2 years ago or so. And when I first heard her announce a game, I was like, really? With that voice? Come on. No. And then, funny enough, about I think next summer, I heard a female radio announcer for a soccer game. This time, I think it was the European Championship, or whatever it's going to call, or whatever it's called, European Cup. And I thought, she's got a voice I can listen to, and she knows the game and everything. I was like, okay. Why didn't the TV station hire her? But yeah, you always have good and bad. And the weird thing is, if they hire women as announcers, usually I don't know why, but they hire the bad ones most of the time. Which I don't understand. But at the same time, if you look at the male announcers, most of the time they also hire the bad ones. I don't understand how Joe Buck is still announcing games.
That's true. I'll give you that.
I think that goes across on all sports, even with hockey and baseball. Now thinking about it, every time I've listened to anything, the announcer doesn't know anything to do with the sport. It's actually annoying.
If I go completely off topic here, like completely away from, well, not completely away from sports actually, but esports in this instance. Just I think yesterday or so, I watched a PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which is a pretty new game, still in early access and everything.
Yep.
A tournament, an invitational tournament, and they had a female announcer. And I was thinking, she does a better job than every man I ever heard announcing this esport game. So I think there are some good ones out there, but most of them just aren't.
Hey, I've played against some females on shooters that were pretty doggone good. Not my daughters. Shut up, J-Kid.
He didn't say anything.
He was going to, but I've played against some that were pretty doggone good. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but playing and announcing again are two very different things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there are. Well, maybe not in terms of football. I think it's hard to play football as a woman. Physical sport. But if we're talking about shooters, I mean, there's nothing physical about it. It's mostly just mental, and I think there are definitely easier for women to work that and be good at that than at football.
Well, we do have a female league.
Yeah, we do.
But
there's also the WNBA, but no one's watching it because the competition is so much worse.
Yeah, I have watched a little of it, but it's yeah.
Cryptic.
I mean,
said second Monday night game in week 1. It has a woman announcers for the Broncos versus Chargers game. If they actually got a woman doing it, if she's doing a Broncos game, I'm betting money she's going to actually be ridiculed very well, because Broncos fans do not take kindly to that.
When? Week 1?
Yeah.
Monday night?
It's the second Monday night game.
Wow. Okay.
It's the late game. Nobody's gonna watch.
I'm gonna watch.
Bronco fans are religious to their games. I've seen them work off.
That'd be first thing in the morning for you, wouldn't it, Minding?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. 4:20 a.m. Perfect time to light up. Can I say that on stream?
Hey, whatever you want to, buddy.
You all get the reference anyway. 4:20 a.m. You get the reference.
Yeah, I get the reference.
Good. I won't say it. But no, it starts 4:20 a.m. German time, so that's pretty much first thing in the morning. But no, I'm gonna stay awake the whole night.
Apparently, that's what you do about every night, from what we were talking about the other day.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
There's a lot of times at work I'm talking to mining. A lot of times.
I have a weird sleeping cycle.
Do you ever sleep?
I do.
Are you sure? Do you have a
Uh,
time turner?
If anyone, I should know best.
True.
So yeah, I do sleep.
Okay. So if you guys want to, let's take a look at what games we do got coming up on the first regular season game. We're getting close enough. We can start to talk about them a little bit.
Yeah.
Chat, you can get in on this. Tell us if we're full of crap or what you think. I don't care.
I mean, we are full of crap, so
Well,
that's not news.
that is true enough. Okay, well, as we've already mentioned, the first game of the regular season is Chiefs at the Patriots. It's a Thursday night game.
I have a biased opinion, so I can't answer who I think will win.
Okay. Patriots, I think, but I think it could be a good game if the Chiefs defense shows up like they should. Could be a good game, but yeah, I have to give that one to Patriots.
Mining?
Yeah, the same. I think with both teams now having suffered an injury on a pretty much key position, I think the Chiefs get hit harder because if you look at their personnel on the quarterback position, they will rely on the run a lot with their ultimate game manager under center. They will have to rely on the run for a good amount. And with Spencer Ware out and the Patriots defense as strong as they are, I don't see them scoring a lot of points. On the other side, you have the Patriots who always score no matter what. Even without Edelman, they still got Gronk. They still got Hogan. They still got Amendola. They got Brendan Cooks now. They're going to be fine. I think this is going to be a fairly easy win, actually, for the Patriots. I think at least one touchdown away. At least, like very likely more.
Yeah, I agree. Patriots crush Chiefs. Gronk likely gets hurt. We may see Patrick Mahomes get some playing time in this first game. I think he's putting up enough fight that Alex Smith will very soon relinquish his starting spot. And Patriots just make it look easy despite the decency that is the Chiefs defense.
Should be a good game, though. I really think it should be a good game. Nice game to start off with. At least they're a couple of decent teams.
It really says a lot for the Chiefs, too, that a rookie is taking over that starting running back spot. Like, this says a bunch about Charkandrick West and CJ Spiller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time, it might be that a rookie is taking over the quarterback spot as well in the near future.
I mean, why not get that young core going right now? Get it start building.
Sure.
It worked with Dak and Zeke, so why not try to emulate that and work the same idea with Mahomes and Hunt.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay, moving on. Next, we have the complete opposite of pretty much who cares game. Jets at the Bills.
Oh.
Yeah, that is who cares.
I would say Bills.
Same.
Got to give them home field advantage, and I think they're just a little bit better team than the Jets.
Do we at this point know who the Jets starting quarterback is?
I don't.
I mean, they got options: Hackenberg, McCown, or Petty.
I believe they're starting with McCown.
But they're starting with McCown. Okay. Well, whoever it is at this point, if you look at those three quarterbacks, whoever it is, Bills should win this.
Yeah, I agree. Shady runs through that just defense like hot butter through knife. That's an easy win
Yeah.
for the Bills.
And the Bills defense should at least put up a bit of a fight against Matt Forte.
Yep.
But yeah, in the end, this one should go to the Bills.
Yeah, agreed.
Next is only slightly better. Jags at Texans.
No.
After everything I read about the Jags, I'm gonna go with the other team, Texans.
Eh, I don't think there's any way the Jaguars are going to score very many points on that Texas defense.
Yeah.
Regardless of what their shape Texans offense might be in. There's no way they're scoring on that defense. So yeah, Texans.
To me, that game looks like it might be the safest survivor pool pick. if I'm completely honest here, like if I look at the other game, maybe Falcons Bears, but I think the Texans are going to beat the Jaguars with ease.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. They're playing the Jaguars. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have Steelers at the Browns.
Who made this week 1 schedule?
I don't know.
A machine. I have actually read something very interesting about how the scheduling works. It's insane. They're taking months to come up with a schedule.
And this is what they come up with.
Yes. I mean, you got to make sure that the Browns start off 0-1.
I mean, it's the Browns, for Pete's sake.
Imagine they played the Jaguars.
That might be a better game. But it's not. It's the Steelers. I can't remember the last time the Steelers haven't handled the Browns handily. So, yeah, we got to give that to the Steelers.
I want to look that up. When did the Browns beat the Steelers for the last? 2014 actually. At home, 31-10.
Oh, now that you mention it, I do remember that game.
Wow.
Because I was shocked.
And the last game on January 1st this year, so just about 8 months ago, it wasn't such an easy win for the Steelers. 27-24 in overtime.
It is a divisional game. And like we've mentioned before, even the Jaguars play us tough when they play us. We're about the only team maybe they play hard, but they always seem to come up with the best game of the year. Well, even when we were a good team, they played us tough. No kidding.
Okay,
even when Peyton was here, somehow they found the best team of the season when they'd come here.
MJD.
Yeah, but one more statistic. Since November 2003, the Cleveland Browns have won 3 games against the Steelers. 3 games.
However, it won't be this one.
Yeah.
No.
This won't be the 4th.
Yeah, no.
Okay. This one will be of interest to J Kid. Cardinals at the Lions.
Am I going first here? Is that what's happening?
Since it's your team,
it's your game. You gotta.
I think it'll be a good game. However, I think the Lions lose. Cardinals win by 10 points.
Wow. You have no faith in your Lions, do you?
I have no faith in the coach. I have no faith in the quarterback. Abdullah's back. That might give the Lions a chance. Their defense is very porous.
Wait. We are talking about Amir Glassbones Abdullah, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping he stays healthy because that's the only chance the Lions have this year.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Glassbones. No.
Yeah, I got to agree. It should be a good close game. I think the Cardinals, yeah, they probably take it. I'm not sure I'm going to give it a 10-point spread, maybe a touchdown, but
I'm gonna agree with Bloodwing on this one. Lions have been showing some promise, but not enough for me to say they'll win anything.
and you got to understand, Minding, how much that coach is hated here in Indianapolis. He is.
I mean, yeah, I get that, but at the same time, I don't agree with all of you. I don't think the Cardinals are that strong. I don't think they're gonna handle the Lions at all. Actually, I think the Lions might come up here with a close win, but in the end with a win. I see them winning that by, let's say, 3 or less.
Wow,
I give them the field goal.
faith in the Lions than the actual Lions fan.
Well, that's weird because I'm a Packers fan. I should be like, Lions lose everything, Bears lose everything, and Vikings lose everything.
I know, that's why you're going, wait, what?
That Arizona defense is just too strong.
Yeah.
Stafford will throw two picks at least. And I just think it's too much for the Lions to overcome.
And we can't agree on everything. It'd be no fun.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be.
Okay.
Hypnagogic Monk says the German is on crack.
That's your secret on how you stay up all night, isn't it?
Maybe.
We got you.
I cannot comment on that. No, I'm not. I just think the Lions are stronger than you all make them out to be, and the Cardinals are not as strong as you make them out to be. That's just my guess personally.
And at this point, still in the preseason, that's all any of us is doing, just guessing.
Yeah,
we really don't know until there's real play. Okay, Tampa Bay at Miami. Boy, we're back to who freaking cares?
Not really. First off, I want to see Jay Cutler be smothered. So this is going to be fun to watch. And second of all, I want to see Jameis Winston continue his elite play. And again, I really think Jameis Winston is maybe not 100% there, but definitely on his way to be an elite quarterback. So I think the Buccaneers take this one easily.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. They're going to take it. Maybe part of that is because it's a carryover from when my Colts were in the AFC East. I don't like the other teams that are in there. But being honest, yeah. There's just too much going on up front for the Dolphins right now. I just don't think they're going to gel that quick. Buccaneers probably walk away with this one.
Yeah, Buccaneers going to take this one. It'll be an easy walk in the park. Dolphins doesn't have any much going for them currently. So I bet Buccaneers will take it without even trying.
I don't know if it's going to be that easy. Buccaneers definitely win. I think Cutler will actually keep it close until he quits. And that's when you see the Dolphins fade off. Buccaneers win. Jay Cutler quits probably in about the mid of the third quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like we haven't seen him do that before.
He'll keep him close, not in the lead. That'll break him down.
All right. Next, we have Atlanta at Chicago Bears.
I mean, there's not much of a debate here, is there?
No, Atlanta.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan left and everything, but come on, it's the Bears.
Yep,
they're not gonna win this.
Yeah,
No.
Falcons by at least 2 touchdowns.
The only thing that interests me about this game is if Trubisky plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be a boring game to watch.
Yeah.
Fair.
I have
Well,
to agree with that.
it's going to be fun if you want to see the Bears being basically torn into pieces, especially probably their defense. Like this should be fun.
And it might be shown local here. We get a lot of Bears game and so forth. So it might be shown. I might have to look up my Bears fan buddy and give him some crap on Facebook.
I feel sorry for you that you have to watch that many Bears games in a season.
Well, before we had a football team, everybody here was either a Bears or a Bengals fan because they're the closest teams to us.
Yep.
But there's still quite a few Bears fans here in Indianapolis. But
this is such a bad location.
Well,
the closest teams are the Colts that are in town. Sorry to say that, but they suck.
Yeah.
And then you got the Bears, also suck. And you got the Bengals, who might make it to the playoffs and then suck.
Yeah, pretty much in a nutshell. All right, the next one looks like it might be a little more interesting. Raiders at Titans.
Ooh. Two very good quarterbacks.
Two very good defenses.
Two very good defenses. Two very good offensive lines. This is a tough one. But simply for the fact that they're playing at home, I have to give that to the Titans.
This is a tough one for me, and that's exactly what I was thinking. It's almost a coin toss in my mind, but in my heart, I have to give it to the home team. It's going to be a close one, though. It's not going to be a runaway, I don't think, by whoever wins.
I actually think this one comes down to the last 10 seconds. Going to be decided by a field goal.
This one would be a game to watch. If you can catch it on TV, this one's going to be a game to watch.
Yes, very much so. Because of me living in Broncos country and I even go with the Raiders, I'll have issues. So I'm going to go against them. But I honestly think this is just going to be a 1-point win, and it's anybody's game to win, to be honest. This could go either way.
Well, then I stand alone on this one. I think Raiders take it. I think Amari Cooper, Michael Crabtree, Marshawn Lynch is just too much for the Titans defense, and they walk away with the win into this.
You may have a point. Have a point. It's a tough one to call.
Yeah.
And at the same time, look at the Titans offense. I mean, they've got DeMarco Murray in the backfield, who's shown that he can run the ball very well. They've got Eric Decker now as a wide receiver. I don't see this being such an easy game for the Raiders. Like the Raiders offense is going to run over the Titans defense, and at the same time the Titans offense cannot keep up with it. I don't see that.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's going to be a crush. I think Oakland just walks away. Besides Eric Decker, that's really all you got to cover. Him and Delaney is all you got to cover if you're worried about the pass game. DeMarco will get his yards he does week in, week out, but I just think it's a little too much for Tennessee to keep up with.
Don't speak bad of Eric Decker. He's in my Madden Ultimate team. That's all I'm saying. He's my number one receiver in my Ultimate team, and God, I love this man. He caught me so many touchdowns already, and the game is out for like a week.
Right.
And no, don't speak bad. Don't speak ill of Eric Decker.
Oh, no, I'm not. I said he was their only weapon besides Delaney.
Fanboy?
Okay.
Settle down, Badger. Stop going fanboy.
Okay. Next we have, I think another close one, but for different reasons, Ravens at the Bengals.
Oh God. This is going to be the epitome of mediocrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, home game Bengals. So I'm going to give it to the Bengals.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with you there. That's the reason I said for different reasons, because I think they're both about evenly matched at this point. Not that either's a elite team.
Yeah, but
No.
they're not bad either. Like I said,
Right,
they're both mediocre.
Yeah, they're
right.
You
average.
can't say they're a dumpster fire like the Browns or last season at least the Niners or the Bears. They're not, but or the Jaguars, but at the same time they're also not good. So right down the middle, and yeah, home team Bengals.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. Bengals takes this one, but it's not going to be another easy game. It's going to be a very close one, and it's going to be a game to watch.
I don't think it's going to be that close. It's at home for Cincinnati. You got Jordan Hill against Terrence West for Baltimore, and AJ Green is just too much for Baltimore to handle. They don't have the corner to cover AJ Green. Tyler Eifert is back and healthy. That's another guy you have to cover. I think Baltimore walks away with, or Cincinnati walks away with this one easily.
Yeah, Green is a handful. He's a load.
Yeah. He's hard to cover, but he's not the only problem that the Ravens might face, because well, at the draft there was a lot of talk about him for a lot of different reasons. The Bengals basically got away with drafting Joe Mixon. A lot of off the field issues, but from what I hear and from what I saw, he's a heck of a player at running back. And when I look at the backfield, of the Ravens, no, just say no, not even once. The only one who is interesting in the Ravens backfield is the guy who does not run the ball, which is Denny Woodhead. He catches an awful lot of. I want to see how the Bengals defense deals with the threat of Denny Woodhead in the backfield. I think this is going to be something interesting. How they are going to pick him up, and what Denny Woodhead may be able to make out of the backfield. But I think Joe Mixon is going to earn that starting spot over Bernard and Hill. And I think he's going to run over the Ravens, even though they got a pretty good defense. But I think Joe Mixon is going to work them.
Cryptic said the defense has had 2 huge losses for the Bengals, so they do have that against them too. But I still say it's going to be a close game.
Oh yeah, it's going to be close, but in the end, I think Joe Mixon makes the difference.
All right, the next game is another that I personally think is going to be another probably good game. One of the better games to watch out of the first week. Eagles at Redskins.
Ooh. I would be.
Oh God. When I see 2 NFC East teams playing against each other, all I want to do is just give it to the home team. Just whoever the teams are, just I don't care. Home team wins. Fuck that. I don't care. I mean, ultimately that means that every team would go 3-3 inside the division, which I think is unlikely, but at the same time it could happen.
I'm going to give this one to the Eagles. I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to have to give this one to the Eagles. I think they got it on the ball just a little more than Washington.
I'm agreeing with Bloodwing on this one. Sorry.
Hey, no need to be sorry.
Yeah, I agree too. I don't know what the difference is, but I think the Eagles walk away with it over the Redskins.
It'll be one of the better games to watch, I think, though, that week, considering what we've looked at so far.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I just want to see something here. Okay, Kirk Cousins has played 24 home games in his career. Only? Wow. Okay. He's won 13 of them, so 13-11 is his record at home. Not good, but at the same time not bad either. It's a positive record.
Yeah.
And I think he might take this one.
Should be a good one.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna be close again.
There's a few ones.
All right, next.
You don't want that game, do you?
What?
The next game. You don't want to talk about that.
Colts at Rams. Since I'm the Colt fan, but before I found out it sounds like for sure that Andrew's not going to play. I was hoping this would be our first win of the season, but without Andrew, I don't see how we win a game against anybody. Honestly, I really don't. So I'm going to have to give this one to the Rams. I don't think we're going to get clobbered, but they'll do enough to give us a W. All right. A loss.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to guess at this point who their starting quarterback is gonna be. And that alone just turns me off so much from the Colts. That is it gonna be Tolzien? What's that other guy's name?
Oh,
Stephen Morris.
Yeah.
My guess is it's going to be Tolzien.
Yeah, bad enough. I don't see it happening. So if Tolzien plays, they will pretty much definitely lose. I have no faith in that kid. I saw him play as a starter for the Packers for a few games, like 3 or 4 years ago, and he did a very bad job. Yeah, I'm not fond of Tolzien, even though he was playing in college at Wisconsin, but no.
I mean,
he's not good.
Preseason is preseason, but from what I've watched so far, there's not a quarterback on the roster besides Andrew, who's hurt, that can put any points on the board. I'm talking any points on the board. And
at this point, you could say there is not a quarterback on the roster except for Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Period.
And our defense is looking better this year so far, but how long before they get tired? They can only play lights out so long before it gives up. And I just don't see us taking this one at all.
Rams are going to win this, even though, like you said, it's going to be close. But Rams will take it.
It won't even be close.
But I think Colts is going to take this one. Their offense has actually been looking kind of pretty. If they actually play the right quarterback, they could actually at least barely win the game. But I think they could actually win this.
Yeah, but who's the right quarterback? Without Andrew, we don't have a right quarterback.
Yeah. With Andrew Luck, I would have said Colts easily. Like, not a debate here. But without Andrew Luck, no.
This is where you miss out Hasselbeck. I know he got old, but
yeah. Hasselbeck could have managed that game and could have won it for the Colts, but Tolzien is not gonna. Morris is not gonna. And to be honest, even if the Colts reached out to Kaepernick and got him, Kaepernick is not going to win this either.
No, looks like he's going to the Jaguars. So
we don't know that. The Colts could snag him right before the Jaguars' eyes. We don't know that where he's going to end up. But even if he ends up with the Colts and starts week 1, Rams are going to win this.
Hey, son, I could throw a Nerf ball 40 feet.
I don't think so.
Think I wasn't watching chat? So you think we're going to get smeared, huh?
Yeah, it's not even going to be close. I think Stephen Morris starts the season for the Colts. They'll bench Tolzien. He's played like crap during the entire preseason. Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley runs all over.
May I interrupt there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Scott Tolzien has played crap for his entire life.
Yeah, well, I don't watch the Packers, so.
You should. You could learn something.
Maybe Caldwell should.
Oh yeah.
But no, Todd Gurley runs all over the Colts defense. Aaron Donald will become a mainstay in the Colts backfield. There's nobody that's going to block him. I think the Rams run away with this, both figuratively and literally.
Okay, now that we've got off that painful bit of news, Carolina at San Francisco. There was a time this would have been a good game. I think the time
Oh
is
yeah.
past.
There was.
Not
today.
my pick is Panthers all day long.
My only interest in this game is Christian McCaffrey. I want to see how well he does in his first game. I think he'll start for him. I'm rooting for the kid after seeing him in Stanford. I hope he does well. I want to see him do well. That's my only interest in this game. It's a cakewalk for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's a walk in the park for the Panthers, easily, hands down.
I don't think it's a walk in the park for the Panthers, but I was pretty high on the 49ers chances with Hoyer at the helm, but when I saw that whatever that was, what he did in the preseason game, this blunder, this fail of a throw, I was thinking, what the hell is that kid doing there? So no, it's not going to be a walk in the park. I still think the 49ers can put up a good fight, but in the end, the Panthers should take that. But it's not going to be a good game to watch.
No, it'll be boring.
Yeah, I think there's not going to be a lot of points.
Okay, the next one is my innings to call first. Seattle Seahawks at Packers.
Damn it. Considering that that the highest loss of the highest Seahawks loss came at our hands last season. The highest Seahawks loss in the last like 5 years or something came at our hands last season, and we forced like 5 picks from Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a good feeling. I've got a very good feeling. It's not going to be as easy as last time around, but I have a good feeling. The Seahawks are one of those opponents that are pretty tough for everyone, but the Packers kind of make it almost every time. This is a very, I don't know why. It's just a favorable matchup for us for whatever reason. I don't really understand it. There are those rules in football that you never really understand, but it just comes down to them kind of. And I think we're going to take this one. And I got to agree with Isaac Harold in the chat here, who says the Packers defense is garbage. I think no longer. I think they managed to reinforce the defensive backs pretty well through the draft and through free agent acquirements or acquirings. They got some good players there. Devon House is back with his old team after he suffered with the Jaguars for quite some time. I think that didn't have a bad impact on his play, but he played actually rather well with the Jaguars for the time being. He was one of the good ones on their team, which again doesn't say a lot because it's the Jaguars, but you know, might be helpful for us. We got Aaron Rodgers, so we can win every game. That's the one beautiful, that's one of the very many beautiful things about Aaron Rodgers. We got a running game with Ty Montgomery that I put high hopes in. We also got some good rookie backup running backs that might have some very nice impact. Our O-line is strong as always. Receiving core looking good. We've got Martellus Bennett now as a tight end. That was the best free agent move I've seen from the Packers in the last 5 years or so. So I want to see him. I think he's going to score at least one touchdown this first game against the Seahawks. And our defense is looking good, I think, at this point. So I'm giving this to the Packers.
I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at you minding.
No, I understand.
Just so you know, Isaac is family. And he's a Dirty Pats fan. So
Hey!
Oh God. Yeah, so he doesn't know shit about football.
well, I wouldn't say that, but he is a known crap talker.
Wait. I got to address something here. I just see that Cryptic says I lost my goddamn mind. The O-line for the Packers has been shit the past 2 years. What? Have you seen the O-line for the Packers the last 2 years? You are out of your mind, Cryptic. Come on. Have you seen the pass plays Rodgers is able to pull off where he gets blocking for 8-9 seconds? Show me another O-line apart from, I think the Titans could pull that off, and the Cowboys O-line could pull that off. But apart from those three, show me an O-line that could protect the quarterback for 9 seconds. You won't find any. So, no, the O-line for the Packers is not shit. It is one of the best in the league.
You triggered him, man.
Yeah, that is really triggering. You don't talk bad about the Packers O-line.
Oh, Lord. Okay, my call on it, I think Packers take it, if for no other reason, home field. I think it's going to be a close one. I'm saying no more than 3 points, probably. But, yeah, I'm going to give this one to the Packers.
Well, we got a whole rundown of the entire Green Bay Packer roster.
Sorry. Not the whole roster. I didn't talk an awful lot about the defense.
Or the kickers.
Mason Crosby is a safe bet always.
I think the Packers offense is too much for Seattle's defense to handle. I have been under the impression that the Seahawks defense has been overrated for a couple of years now. I think the Packers win it. It's not going to be a big margin of victory. It's going to be a pretty close game. But I think it's just too much for the Seahawks to handle it at Lambeau nonetheless.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be another good game to watch. I'm getting a rundown from my friend who's a big Seattle fan on why they should be winning. But honestly, I think both teams are a good match for each other. And I still say Packers probably will take it by like 1 point. Their offense is just too much better than, wow, IR can speak. Their offense is better than the defense, so I think Packers got it.
Next game?
Next game. Oh, we're getting echo.
Yeah,
Did I get behind you?
Yes.
Tell him turn his sound down. Told you he was family. All right. Next one is of interest to me since it's my second favorite team and should be another good game. One of the rare ones on this week, it looks like. Giants at Cowboys.
Well, that's your second team. Go for it.
Yeah.
Lord. I really want to say Giants. I mean, because I'm a homer, but I can't. I'm going to have to give it to Cowboys. I'm going to have just a feeling. I think I'm going to have to give it to Cowboys.
I'm going to have to go against you. I'm going to have to say Giants because Cowboys have been really known to second guess themselves. I think Cowboys will have it halfway through the game and then they'll second guess themselves and lose it.
Man, Romo's not there anymore.
Yeah. It's definitely a game I'm going to try to watch. I hope we get it here.
It's a Sunday night game. Of course you get it here.
Well, the way this was set up, it was convincing. or
It's
confusing.
it's a tough one. From what I see right now, there has been no game between the Cowboys and the Giants since 2012 with a point margin of over 10 points. So always very close. Last time the Giants took both wins. But also the Cowboys won 3 out of the last 4 at AT&T Stadium. So I think the Cowboys have the home field advantage here. Cowboys fans, especially for the opener, are going to be as noisy as they can be. So I think the Cowboys are going to take this one.
I agree. With or without Zeke, they still have a running game. Alfred Morris and Darren McFadden.
And the thing is, for the Cowboys, their running game is not about the running back. It's
Right,
about their
the
O-line.
offensive line.
They have the best running block O-line in the league.
That O-line is a beast.
Yeah, and they will. Whoever runs for them will run for at least 100 yards.
But
So
they still have the run game. Zach is not Romo. He will not throw this game away. Eli is still Eli. He will throw a pick at a crucial time. Cowboys at home take this game over the Giants.
you think he's going to be in mid-season form at week 1?
I believe so, yep.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Isaac could even get the 100 yards behind that O-line.
Man, I don't know. He's kind of fat.
Only if you can use your cane to just hit some defensive players. Like, no, don't tackle me.
At the risk of doxing myself, he's my son-in-law. He's married to my youngest daughter, so that's how we know him. All right, and almost done here. Next, on to the Monday night games. Saints at Vikings.
Interesting.
Wow.
Here's my thing with that game. It's AP versus the Vikings.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I don't even care that the two teams playing. It's AP versus Vikings. That's all that interests me in this game. Vikings winning at home. I think that defense is too much for the Saints offense.
I agree with JK, kid. Honestly, I don't. They're too much. They're way too much for the Saints to even handle. Saints are still rebuilding right now, so they don't really have much good going for them. Saints are going to lose this.
I think they're pretty much done with rebuilding apart from finding their future quarterbacks, and they still got Breeze. So at this point, they don't have to rebuild anything. Their roster is looking pretty sharp to me. But at the same time, I think the Vikings have such a strong defense that I think they will probably pick off Drew Brees at least once, maybe twice. And I don't see the same the Saints defense doing the same to Mr. Checkdown, Sam Bradford, who is. I mean, you can say a lot about him. He's not a game changer, but he is so safe with the ball at the Vikings. At least he was last season. I think he is going to be this season as well. He's just throwing those check down passes over check down passes over check down passes, and it's going to be enough for them. And I think the Vikings will take this.
I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to say the Saints. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park, but I'm going to go with the Saints. I think the offense for the Saints still has a little bit of life left to it, and it may be that AP might be the difference in this game if he gets the team sparked. You know, and you know he's got some revenge on his mind.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have on the one side you have one player who has some revenge on his mind against his former team. On the other hand, you have the Vikings as a whole team who are like, we're not gonna allow AP to win this and basically run us over. So I think that the spirit is with the Vikings in this one, not with AP.
I agree. I think AP's too fumble prone.
Mm.
He'll give up the ball at least once. That Vikings defense is so strong against both pass and rush. At home, I don't see him. I just can't see him losing.
Yeah, you may be right. Okay, and last one. Where's Monkey when you need him? Chargers at Broncos.
I think he's still crying about the relocation.
Well, we're still chasing that bat.
What do you think?
Yeah, he's still chasing the bat.
J-Kid doesn't know what we're talking about. At a stream a couple of nights ago, during the live stream, a bat got loose in his house. It was hilarious listening to him chase it in the background.
Poor bat. The poor bat. I'm still not happy about that.
It was funny.
Broncos. I mean, Chargers. Yeah, Broncos all day.
I think the Broncos has got this one. As much as I don't want it to happen, because I know it's going to happen the next day, going anywhere in Denver, Broncos has got this one.
Yeah, it's the easy choice. I think it's the right choice. Even with Simeon under center, Broncos will take this one.
Denver still has a defense. Chargers still have Phillip Rivers. Broncos win.
I mean, Phillip Rivers isn't that bad.
Are you kidding?
He's not that great either.
I didn't say he's great. But he's not that bad. I would place him above mediocrity, slightly, but above mediocrity.
Okay, that's not beating the Broncos defense.
Yeah.
No.
At the same time, yeah. But come on, be a bit nicer to Phillip Rivers.
I can't do
The
that.
Broncos may have a questionable offense, but I still say their defense is going to be what wins the game. It's what got them as far as they did last year. It's their defense.
Yeah. Rivers is elite. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Rivers is not elite. Like I said, slightly above mediocrity, but that's it.
Do the Chargers even have a weapon outside of Melvin Ingram?
That's a good question.
Not that I'm aware of. Doesn't mean they don't. I'm just not aware of it.
I'm looking it up right now. I really want to know. Don't they have Keenan Allen? Oh, they have Antonio Gates for sure.
He's getting old.
Yeah, but he's still good.
It's not gonna be enough for that defense, though.
But yeah, apart from that, they have Keenan Allen, but you might want to hope that he's not being injured again. So there's that. But Keenan Allen should be, if he stays healthy, should be something. And you got to remember, behind Antonio Gates, you have that young tight end, Hunter Henry, who last season did play very well as the second tight end. And he might fill in more this season. And then when Antonio retires at some point, I mean, he's 37, so it's not far down the road. You have Hunter Henry filling that tight end spot full time. And I think they're going to be off just as good on that tight end position as they are now with Antonio Gates.
Yeah, I actually had him on my fantasy team last year, Hunter Henry. Serviceable.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna do for San Diego what Antonio Gates has done by any means, but he's definitely not a liability at all.
You got to remember he was the second tight end, so he doesn't get as many looks, as many plays as Antonio Gates did, but considering the looks and plays he did get, I think he did a similar job to what Antonio Gates did for the Chargers. So I think if he fills that role full time down the road somewhere, he's gonna be maybe not exactly as good, but almost as good.
All right.
I see some more potential in him than you do, probably. But yeah, that's why we're talking, because we have some differing opinions.
That's right.
Yes.
That's what makes it fun.
Yep. But in the end, again, Broncos win.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah. And that actually, I was worried we wouldn't have time to get through it, but we actually got through it. That was kind of fun. We'll have to make this a regular feature.
I agree.
Of course, once regular season starts, we'll have past games to talk about too, so a little less time. But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. We're not going to get full roster rundowns from the.
Oh, and I've got some breaking news. Sorry, I've got some breaking news. The Indianapolis Colts just scored a touchdown.
That is breaking news.
no kidding.
I got to look up who did it. Wait a second. Yeah, Frank Gore up the middle, 1 yard touchdown.
Wow, it's Frank Gore.
Yeah. At the same time, Tolzien on that drive, 2 for 2 for 56 yards. He had a 55-yard bomb in there to Dante Moncrief.
Oh, to Moncrief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a 1 yard pass to Darrell Daniels, a rookie tight end.
So Tolzien blew his best throw in preseason.
That's it. There's no more left.
Yep.
Yeah. 55-yard pass. Wow.
Yeah, I just yards after catch, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Gore's the ageless one. That man fascinates me. Still runs hard. I mean, obviously he's slowed down a little. He's old by running back standards, but
he's so humble too, for as good as he is.
He is. He absolutely is.
And
he showed a little bit of frustration. He showed a little bit of
fumble. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there was a fumble by Roethlisberger forced by John Simon, linebacker.
Yeah, I have no sympathy for Rapusberger. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't either.
Cardinals are 7-0. Falcons losing.
I mean, it's the start of the second quarter, but the one score that jumps at me right now is Jets at Giants. Jets at Giants 0-19.
Yeah.
And the first quarter isn't even over.
Giants are smacking them.
Wow. The fuck happened there?
Is it a home game for the Giants or is it for the Jets? They play in the same stadium. There's some actual breaking news. Tyrod Taylor suffers concussion versus Ravens.
Ouch.
That might change our pick for the Jets Bills game.
Yeah.
I mean, my pick was based on quarterbacks for the Jets are shit. And the Bills at least have Tyrod Taylor, but if he suffers a concussion, might not be able to play week 1.
They still
might open it up for the Jets.
Yeah, I agree. It would open them up for the Jets.
It depends. Like you said, we got a week and a half, so it depends on how he makes it through protocol.
Yeah.
Buffalo still has LaShawn McCoy. It's not going to matter.
At the same time, the Jets have Matt Forte. He's old, but he's reliable.
He's no shake.
Yeah, but he's reliable. Don't forget that. Come on. And the Giants got Eli. Sorry, the Giants are playing now. Sorry, the Jets and the Bills. Yeah, are there any receivers on those two teams that are decent? The Jets and the Bills.
Yeah, Buffalo has Jordan Matthews.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Saying he's reliable is like saying a blind date has a good personality. There, Mike.
Wow.
That took a dark turn.
That man.
Okay, so if we reach the end, we're getting pretty darn close to 2 hours here, and that's my cutoff time. I've basically set for the stream.
Yeah, I need a cigarette.
I bet you do. Yeah, I need to grab something to eat myself. So, okay, guys. Hey, thanks everybody for coming out, and thanks for all the likes. I see we had 17 people at max and got 18 likes. So I like that. That gets it out there. So thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks Minding for staying up for us.
As always.
Thanks Son for hanging in there with us.
Yep.
Not killing anybody.
Not yet.
Just
and
with each other.
And thanks Seal for being our guest.
Anytime. As long as I don't have kids.
And we're going to get out of here, chat. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.